Emotional reasoning. This is such a common thinking error that through force of habit, you will probably find that you have been doing this automatically without a moment's thought. What happens here is that your feelings dictate what reality is. Feelings becomes fact for you, as opposed to an emotional state being experienced. Something makes you afraid, therefore it has to be dangerous simply because it's something you fear. You feel guilty, therefore you must have done something wrong. We have been looking at how unhealthy thoughts create our feelings and emotions. But our feelings also contribute to a certain line of thinking, providing evidence for a thought. For example, you may experience feelings of awkwardness at work function that you are attending. So you use this emotional response as a catalyst for deciding that this gathering is not for you and you would rather leave. Obviously, emotions are important for the information they provide, but they have to be interpreted in an objective way to actually understand what that means. Emotional reasoning plays a role in almost all depressions because things feel so negative to a depressed person, such a person assumes they truly are. It doesn't occur to them to challenge the validity of the perception that creates their feelings. One common side effect of emotional reasoning is procrastination. So, a desk-bound clerk avoids cleaning up his desk because he tells himself, I feel so lousy when I think about the messy desk. Cleaning it will be impossible for me. 6 months later, he finally gives himself a little push and does it. It turns out to be quite gratifying and not so tough at all. He was fooling himself all along because he had adopted the habit of letting his negative feelings guide the way he acted. Robert Ley has suggested the following techniques for challenging emotional reasoning. Whenever you are feeling this kind of reasoning, you can challenge your thoughts with these techniques. Number 1. Rate the degree of your belief and identify and rate your emotions. Number 2. Identify exactly what your emotional reasoning thought is. For example, I feel so anxious, so something bad is going to happen. Number 3. Then distinguish between an emotion and a fact. Describe the facts to yourself, things that you can see or hear rather than your emotional response to them. Try to think logically. Force yourself to think logically over here. Conduct a cost-benefit analysis. First, does relying on your emotions make you feel like you are on a roller coaster? Second, do you think that your emotion protect you from and prepare you for the worst? Third, how would your thoughts, feelings, and behavior change if you relied less on your emotions to make predictions or judgments? Examine evidence for and against your use of emotional reasoning. Does the evidence support your thought that your emotions have generally been a good or bad guide to reality? Find out what cognitive distortions are you using to support your belief. Are you discounting positives, personalizing, mind reading, fortune telling, catastrophizing, using negative filters? Use your cognitive distortions to find out which one you are using among all these kind of distorted thinking. Write down, how could you prove that your thoughts is wrong? Is it testable? How could you test out the belief that your emotions predict reality? What if your thoughts were true? Why would it bother you? What evidence would you give a friend who relied primarily on his or her emotions to judge the reality? So next time you are emotionally reasoning person or situation, do this 9-step analysis to figure out the outcome of your thinking as a whole. This will help you in your own understanding of your thoughts, and it will help you overcome whenever you are emotionally reasoning your thoughts and getting more and more distorted thinking, and in return getting depressed. So it's in your hand. You have the complete authority to change your own thoughts for the betterment of yourself.